All right, time now is all right, somehow a piece of hair fell into my mouth. Time now is 11:50 a.m. in the morning on September 3rd. It's a Saturday. So yeah, I had a damn great sleep. This is amazing, man. Cindy not waking me up is actually great. As it turns out. I slept at 3:45 a.m. I wish I could have slept earlier, but I didn't. And all the way until 11:20, I woke up by the alarm. I brushed my teeth and went back to bed for a little bit. So yeah, I wish I could have slept all the way. Um, and I would have that chance on Monday. So because of Labor Day. So there's that. I realized that lately I've been going out every single day, almost. Not almost, literally. And I've wake up by the alarm almost every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I went to Ralph's, but Cindy was still here, so my sleep was ruined. Friday, yesterday I woke up by the alarm. Today I woke up by the alarm. Tomorrow I'm going back to church. Another thing is my workload is quite heavy now. So not only do I have college stuff and uni application stuff, but also I have to help Thomas with his short. I have to help Pepper edit her short. And then I am script writing club. I'm doing script writing club stuff. And then on top of that, nowadays, when for the following few weeks, whenever I have to go to church, um, I would have to do homework now for the Bible study. Read Bible verses before I go, which is annoying. And it's one day, one verse, or not even one day, one verse. I think one day, one chapter. And I haven't read it all. And tomorrow is Sunday, so I'll have to read some tonight. So my workload is getting heavier and heavier and heavier, and I'm quickly turning into Natalie because Natalie's workload is also extremely heavy. Um, yeah, but yeah, I'm also going to because of that, I'm also going to make my YouTube schedule lighter. I will not be filming as many YouTube videos this month or next month or for the rest of my life, basically. I'm also gonna try my best to vlog less again. I've been trying that for years, but I really need to do it. So today I'm going to um yeah, I woke up by the alarm today because I have to help Thomas with his short film. I'm going to play the younger brother character to the main character because Thomas was out of characters, was out of actors. He can't find anyone. So there's that. So I need to study the lines. I haven't even studied them. I mean, I know the gist of it. And then that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else. Yeah. Betsy and Kat have been talking to me over Discord about script writing, being script writing club VP and the procedures and all that stuff. So man, people are actually not looking up to me, but I have more responsibilities now. And I guess that's simultaneously a good thing, but also a bad thing. I mean, the good thing is I'm worth something now. People are saying things to me now. This is what I've been missing. Oh yeah, speaking of Natalie, I had a small dream of where I was back at school and everyone's edgy and sad, and Natalie slit her wrists, but right in front of me, and I'm like, no, 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 don't do it. And then she did it right in front of me, but I wasn't really shocked or anything. I was like, okay, come on, why did you do it again? And I told Natalie, give me the box cutters. Natalie just gave it to me. And there were other people there. But yeah. um the Natalie in my mind is still the Natalie in 2017 and 2018 with her short hair, black hair, the same one. Anyways, I was gonna mention Natalie because this is what I was missing. If I had joined a student union with Natalie in Form 5, this is what I would be missing. This is what I've missed. People actually telling me over WhatsApp, but now on Discord. But back in Hong Kong on WhatsApp, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that, and I have tons of responsibilities all of a sudden, which is a good feeling. I'm glad I'm feeling it now. And this makes me, I guess, but this makes me remember how far I've gone. Every single day I remember how far I've gone in life. Back in secondary school, I used to be nobody. I used to be super shy, and not really shy and quiet, but quiet and shy, but more like a failed person, just a failure. I'm more of a failure than I was a shy person, if that makes sense. Like, I try to make friends and I fail. And I feel like Aika is kind of like that too, because you can tell. If you take the same class with her, she's kind of quiet and she just stands at the side. But she also actively tries to make friends. But you can almost kind of tell Aika used to be kind of a quiet girl at her school, but she forced herself to be more extroverted when she came here last summer. So yeah, it's interesting. From Hokkaido. Yeah, that's all. And I also want to say one more thing, and that is Pepper is really intertwined with my life now. Like, whether it be the well, or helping Thomas short, or helping Pepper with her short, or being in the same class with her, or script writing club, Pepper wants to join as well. So Pepper and Thomas have really become like main characters now, have they? Well, time now is 12:54, so I'm not gonna cook the Korean cup noodle, which is 510 calories. Instead, for the first time in my life, I'm cooking chutsinyatteng instant noodles. This is a classic, and this is 450 calories, as you can tell. I'm boiling the noodles as we speak, and I put the powder here. The sesame oil is ready to go. I'm gonna cook myself an egg and finish up all my bean sprouts and put it in that bowl. That's all. All right, here we go. I may have put too much water because this tastes like nothing. Yeah, tastes like nothing. And the bean sprouts, they're too old, so they taste a little bitter. Alright, time now is 7:59 p.m. I came back home about half an hour ago, cleaned up, showered actually. Let's talk about today. So at 1:25, Thomas drove his roommate's car to the front of my apartment, and Pepper's in there, and I hopped in. I didn't hop in immediately. I was still eating my instant noodles, but yeah, quickly rushed out. So there we go. We went to Koreatown then. So before that, so me, Pepper, and Thomas, us three, we are back together again. And we went to Brentwood to pick up this guy whose name is Lauren, and he's the DP, aka the guy who has the camera. He's the camera operator, aka the DP of this short film, and he has all the gear with him: a Blackmagic camera, stabilizer, a friggin' I think that's it. Um, and yeah, because our car is really small and it already has a bunch of stuff at the side, like a bunch of scripts, water bottles, and snacks. So Lauren drove his own car, and so we headed to Koreatown, the big bank that I've been to when I went location scouting with Thomas. I went there to for one scene, and that's it. And lo and behold, after we parked the car, we walked there, and we walked to the bank place, which is a nice place, a nice shooting location, except it's private property. So what happened is there was a fight or something, and some security guards came out of the building trying to stop the fight. And then they turned around and they saw us. They saw Thomas, Pepper, and me with boom mics, and Lauren hasn't arrived yet. And the security guard asked us, what are we doing? A big black man. And Thomas was like, oh, we're just doing some student film or short film. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, you need to leave this private property. So we left. Thomas immediately admitted defeat. He's like, okay, we're leaving. And then afterwards, Thomas was like, well, let's go to USC. So Thomas's backup plan is USC, even though we already came to this location and planned out how we were going to shoot this thing. Well, plan ruined. I guess we're shooting in USC. So we went to USC. So Thomas made the phone calls, and you know, I and Pepper we're both very confused. But it's nice, actually. Like, it's not nice. I mean, it's a hassle, and it's probably pretty stressful for Thomas. But it's nice in a way that I love it when I have to do a short film, except I'm not the director, so I'm seeing mayhem. Okay? I'm seeing chaos, and I'm not responsible. I don't have to do anything. This is the director's job. I'm just gonna stand back and watch. So it's actually kind of nice in that way. But yeah, at this point, I and Pepper, we were like looking at each other, smiling, like, lol, what the hell have we gotten ourselves into, sort of thing. And it was nice and stuff. And I don't know why, I guess this is an automatic thing. I really didn't pay much attention to it until I did, but whenever we walk on the roads, I'm always at the side of the pavement, closer to the cars, and then Pepper's always to the walls. Not wall, but like farther away from the road, you know. And I don't know, a week ago I saw this Instagram post of, oh, a gentleman always carries a pack of tissue. A gentleman always walks on the car side of the pavement. And a gentleman does this. Gentleman always brings an extra jacket or just a jacket for the girl and whatever bullshit. And I don't exactly agree with this post. It's like, oh, you have to do these things in order to get a girlfriend. But in a way, that's also something. Pepper, what I guess if there's one thing about Pepper is that Pepper is the first girl I've ever met where I have to constantly feel like a gentleman because Pepper would forget to bring her pen and I would give her a pen and Pepper would be like, oh, this is so heavy, so I helped her carry some stuff. Pepper is the first girl where I have to be a gentleman, and I don't even notice it because today when I walked at the pavement, I didn't even notice that I'm always at the car side, no matter if we're going to or from the car park. So that's that. But anyways, I and everyone's relationship was really good. I mean, our relationship was really good. Except at one point, I guess, I don't know what were we discussing at that point, but it was really weird. It was really weird, and that is Thomas wants me to play the older brother character, but I'm actually younger than the actor, so I should be playing the younger brother. So we were discussing, and I was like, well, I do look older, do I? Like, I have mustache and facial hair and stuff. And then we started talking about facial hair. And this is where it starts to get a little bothersome for me. And Pepper said, no, I asked Pepper just out of the blue, oh, should I shave it? I feel like I should shave this part and maybe leave the mustache. And Pepper's like, you should shave the whole thing. And I'm like, what? Why? And Pepper said, it looks bad. And like I just didn't understand why. I said, you know, if I shave all this, I'm gonna look like a baby. I like this facial hair, I like this mustache. I like it. I'm content, okay? And Pepper's like, no, you look like a middle-aged man and it's just weird. So I didn't question further because I don't want to make this a huge deal and be annoying. But it has been on my mind. Like, this whole facial hair problem, it has been on my mind. So anyways, we went to USC, we parked the car at the side of the road, and we walked like 15 minutes all across the whole fucking campus to the film school of USC. And Lauren showed up, and then the main actor showed up, and then it's just us five, Thomas, me, Pepper, Lauren, the DP, and the main actor. And then we walked all the way to Marshall building, Marshall School of Business, because it looks like North Korea apparently. I mean, at this point, Thomas's short film is fucked. Like, this scene at least. And the thing is, I was wearing my fancy Italian shoes, and I've never worn them for a long time. And it's really tight, and my feet was hurting so much. My left feet was genuinely hurting, and it's still hurting right now. And it was really tough, and I was holding this heavy box. So there's that. Okay, in the film school, though, we rested a little bit and waited for the DP. And at first, Thomas was like, you know what? I should do the older brother, because originally in the script it's the older brother. So Thomas randomly told Pepper to put on some makeup on me. So Pepper actually like came up to me and started like, and Pepper's real confused because Pepper didn't bring any of her makeup equipment because Thomas told Pepper that she doesn't need to, but apparently she does suddenly. And so Pepper's like, come on, like Pepper told me privately, like Thomas didn't even tell me. And then yeah, and then Pepper really did like fix my hair a little bit, like comb my hair and put on some stuff on my eyebrow for some reason. And it's weird and a little awkward and stuff, but it was nice, you know. So we walked all the way over there, and then at some point, so apparently the Marshall building is closed because there's a football match. So Thomas was like, you know what, screw it. There's this hallway, this corridor thing outside of the law school. We'll just film here. So we went there, and we just started filming there. I was like, okay, sure, you're the director. You decide. I don't have to give a shit, basically. So I practiced my lines, and I and the main actor, we practiced our lines, and we did like 14, 15 takes. I wasn't great at acting, but I tried, okay? I did try. But the thing is, I didn't write these dialogues. Thomas did, and they're not very good. And Thomas wants me to actually literally say them without changing all that much, so it's kind of cringy sometimes. And sometimes his dialogue is a mouthful. Like, so one of the lines is, what? I knew it. What? I knew Aboji and Omoni shouldn't have sent you abroad to Switzerland. So first of all, you have the Korean words for mom and dad mixed with English, which is very awkward. Second of all, shouldn't have sent you abroad to Switzerland. Ugh, it's such a mouthful. And then, what do you think you're doing with this thing? You know what they'll do if they catch you with this foreign product, right? It's just such a mouthful. But anyways, we did it all, and we finished it, and it's a wrap. And at around 6 something p.m., we're done. So we said our goodbyes, and me, Thomas, Pepper, we walked all the way back to the car. So fucking hot, sweaty as hell. That's why I had to take a shower, because I was just covered in sweat, really. And my feet is hurting. I was limping, literally. And then while we're leaving, Thomas was like, "Oh, hold on. Can you just 5 seconds run back to the location, take some photos, and then come back here because I need the photos for reference." Okay, right. So during the shoot, Thomas is pretty much an idiot because I wouldn't say idiot. You know what? Thomas did pretty well for his first short. Oh, he just texted me. Thank you. But clearly Lauren, the DP, is the most experienced one here. So Thomas was like, "Oh, let's do closer." And Lauren was like, "You mean tighter?" And yeah, tighter. Lauren was like, "How tight? Close up, medium?" And Thomas was like, medium, close up, I don't know." And then I reminded Thomas, because Thomas wanted to do an aspect ratio for this thing. So I'm like, "Oh, aspect ratio, right?" And Lauren's like, "How much?" And Lauren's like, 4:3. And Thomas was like, yeah, 4:3. So clearly Thomas doesn't even really know what's going on. And there are a few points when the main actor had to ask Thomas to clarify the script for him, and then sometimes Lauren would correct Thomas, like, "Okay, it's scene 1, shot 1, take 1, scene, shot, take. Where's the slate? When do you say it?" So sometimes it's almost like Lauren is teaching Thomas. So Thomas, honestly, there are a few points where Thomas really looks like an idiot. But again, already way better than my first short film, like how I directed my first short film. I barely directed it. But yeah, as we left, Thomas ran off to take the photos. So Thomas asked me, but my feet is literally hurting. So Thomas ran off. And I was being cheeky about it, so I secretly filmed him a little bit. I know it's a douchebag move. And then Pepper's like, "You're so annoying." And again, I can't really tell if Pepper's half joking or not. I guess she kind of is half joking, but Pepper's really casual about it. "You're so annoying. Are you a Virgo? Because you're so annoying." Because I told her my birthday is September 7th, and she's like, "Oh, you're a Virgo." And I'm like, "You believe in that stuff?" She said that a little bit later. But while it's just me and Pepper, I asked Pepper again, like, "Do you really think I should shave?" And Pepper's like, "Yeah, please shave." And Pepper doesn't seem like she's joking around. She seems very serious about this. She's like, "Please shave. You look like a middle-aged man, and you're not going to be able to carry." And I don't know what that means. "What do you mean carry?" And she says something along the lines of, like, "가영," which means, like, harvest, which I believe is a slang term for picking up girls, like getting a girlfriend. So if I don't shave, I'll never get a girlfriend. That's what she's implying. So yeah, I just I don't know, man. I feel a little hurt. And I feel like it's not because I'm a Virgo, but it's just my personality. I always really care about what people think of me. So, I mean, fuck you, right? And even a little bit earlier, Pepper asked me if she had been like more tanned, and I'm like, "Yeah, actually, like after the summer you're just more tan." And she's like, "Fuck you." She's just very casual with things. She's just very casual with saying, like, insulting people and saying "fuck you" and things like that. She's just very casual about it, And then again, a little bit later, I and Pepper privately talked about UCLA, and I talked about how, if you really want to write a better script, you should watch more movies. And Pepper said, "You've already told me that. You're so annoying. You're a Virgo, right?" And I'm like, "Bruh." So yeah, okay. So then afterwards, Thomas drove Pepper home, and Pepper connected her aux cord to the car, and she's. But yeah, anyways, Pepper put on her aux cord and played her music, because if it's not her music, then it's Thomas's music, and Thomas's music is gospel, and not just any gospel, but French. They're in French they're either in French or in Mandarin. And Thomas at some point played a Rising Pop playlist on Spotify, and it's absolute fucking garbage. And he played it when we went to the Koreatown, and he asked us if it's okay, and I didn't say anything. And Pepper's like, oh yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's good. And then, so anyways, Pepper played her music, and I was kind of curious. Oh, what type of music does Pepper listen to? It's actually pretty basic. So some pretty basic guitar ballad pop song. Taylor Swift. Anya Taylor Joy's cover of like Downtown from Last Night in Soho, and like some pretty mainstream Hong Kong music, like Sea All Star, and Serenity, and My Little Airport, which is fine, but you know, it's just pretty basic taste, you know. I wouldn't say the most basic, but something like that. But then I looked at my own Spotify and I thought to myself, if I were to play music, what should I play without scaring people off? You know, I looked and I realized there aren't a lot of options. Like if I play Black MIDI, they're probably going to think I'm insane. If I play, I don't know, like JPEG Mafia, they're gonna think I'm a psycho. Like I just, my taste is just too weird, I guess. But yeah, Pepper fell asleep, which is, Pepper fell asleep once in the last film 32 class, and she fell asleep again. And then Thomas, you know, gave her away. She left. Not gave her away, like gave her a lift to her apartment, and then to my apartment, and that's it. I'm gonna go cook myself dinner now. I don't even want to change my clothes to outside clothes, which I always do. I'm honestly kind of hungry. So let's talk about Pepper a little bit again. Um, the thing is, I really care about what people think of me, and I know that's unhealthy, but that's unfortunately a flaw that I have. And when Pepper said that I should shave, it's kind of like it's kind of insult. Like you look fucking stupid with that silly mustache. Shave it off. Um so I went to YouTube and I went to Twitter to ask if I should shave or not. And obviously given that all the people on YouTube have subscribed to me are my fans, so they're all saying, "Oh, it looks good. Keep it." By all, I mean 8 people have voted, and they all voted yes, keep the mustache. I haven't looked at Twitter yet, but it's probably something along the lines of that. But I think Pepper probably has a point. Maybe the reason why I'm turning 20 and I haven't dated at all in life, maybe one of the reasons why is because of this. I look old and I look a little intimidating because of the facial hair. Like without the facial hair, I look younger, and I give off a more lively, sort of youthful vibe, and maybe girls like that. Um, maybe Pepper's right. Maybe she's right. I don't know. Oh, what should I do? See, the thing is, I like this mustache. I like this hair as well. If it's only the mustache, it's a little classy. Ooh, but with this, it's a little rougher, and I like that. It's rougher, but also looks a little artsy. Like this is the face of a director. This is the face of a filmmaker. If it's all gone, if there's no facial hair, I look like biology major or physics major or something like that, or engineering. You know. Um, this is what makes me stand out, right? Um, so I don't know. And I guess another thing is if Pepper tells me please shave, and then next week I show up to class and I'm actually shaved, would Pepper think, man, this boy, this guy, he's really listening to me. My words have really affected him. He's weak. Man, he's so weak. Like he has no will of his own. Like, man, he's stupid. So what if he tells me to shave and I insist on not shaving? Would she be like, ooh, he didn't listen. What a rebellious boy. I don't fucking know what I should do. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm honestly gonna shave the second half, and in fact, I've already planned to shave at some point. Like I shaved once this year in early May, and I'm planning to do it again in, I guess, a couple weeks into September. I'm actually planning. In fact, you know what? I'll shave after birthday, which is 5 days later, by the way, 4 days later. Um, because I'm 20, I hate myself. I feel like a loser, and to celebrate that, I will shave. In fact, I'll do whatever. I'm turning 20. I'll get myself a piercing, get some face tats, wear lipsticks, wear some eyeliner, just fuck it all. Shave myself bald. I just want to do something to myself to signify that I'm turning 20. Um, I don't fucking know. Um, yeah. I guess another thing I'd like to say is I don't have to please Pepper. You know what? You know what I can do? I can ask around. I can literally do a survey and just ask around. Like I'm tomorrow, I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna ask Jonah if I should shave. I'm gonna ask everyone actually, not everyone. Like people who are close to me, right? I asked Thomas, and Thomas like I don't know and I don't care, because Thomas apparently hasn't seen me without mustache, even though he very much has, because I did shave in May, but he forgot. Um. So yeah. Um. I don't know, man. Maybe tonight I'll shave this, and maybe I'll trim. And Pepper also did say one thing, and that is, even if I keep it, at least I should trim it so that it doesn't look messy. I honestly don't think it looks messy. I think it looks fine. This is one of those rare moments where I like myself. Okay, let me have it. It honestly looks fine. I mean, yeah, there are some stray hairs that's like going over on my lip, and that's not very great. But like, if I do this, it's fine now. Fuck you. And I guess the last thing I would like to say about today is I need to constantly remind myself that I'm not in love with anyone right now. And even for someone like Mary, I've moved on. I don't need her anymore. I don't think about her and I don't need her anymore. I'm very much not in love with anyone. If I love someone, I should know. So I don't need to please anyone. I don't need to please Pepper. I don't even like her that much. I mean, I like her as a friend, I guess, but after summer, I've already made a decision that, okay, Pepper's not someone I'm interested in at all. I mean, Pepper just gives off a very weak girl. Like she's very, I wouldn't say submissive, but I would say like she's just very weak. She's the kind of girl who's like, um, she weak as in she doesn't have a strong will. Like people can tell her, "Oh, let's do this," and Pepper's like, "Oh, okay, okay." And she's always clueless. Like she doesn't know what's going on, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't strike me as someone who has ambition, and she doesn't strike me as someone who has deep thoughts. Like she thinks. She doesn't. She isn't the type of girl who would stare into the air and daydream and think about something serious. One way to look at girls and see if they are my type or not is to see if they daydream or not. If they look into the air with a very serious face, then okay, they're onto something because they think. I like people who think. um, so honestly, I don't know. And again, Pepper just gives off party girl vibe, like drinking and stuff. And today, Pepper always texted, like maybe over Instagram DMs, maybe over WhatsApp, I don't know. But Pepper's always like holding her phone, like texting, like, um, and the way she's holding her phone, it's not a casual text. Like she's actually seriously texting, and she sometimes even scroll through the text. So I feel like there's a possibility that she already has a boyfriend in Hong Kong. Like maybe she fell in love over summer, which sounds stupid as hell, and she has a boyfriend now, or at least she has someone in mind, and she's like, okay, this December I'll go back to Hong Kong or something, and I can see you then. But yeah, all in all, I want relationships, but I'm not in love with anyone. And I have to be in love with someone in order for me to have relationships. I constantly call back to what Tom said. Tom said, I want to get a girlfriend before next summer. And I honestly don't even think I will fall in love with anyone. In fact, I cannot even imagine myself falling in love with anyone. I feel like after Mary, I've pretty much become a romantic. At one point, when we were walking back to the car from USC, Thomas asked me and Pepper if we're both going to show up next Saturday for the mountain scenes. And I said, yes, of course. And Thomas like, yeah, that's great. And Pepper's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, jokingly, I said, oh, Thomas is afraid that we're going to betray him and abandon him. Thomas has trust issues now. And he's like, yep, I have trust issues now. And then I said, haha, I like that. I'm just joking. But I really do like that. Because Thomas is such a surface level guy. Thomas is so optimistic about life. Like, Thomas is so ambitious that I feel like Thomas doesn't know how depressing reality can be. So I actually genuinely I enjoy seeing Thomas disappointed and disillusioned. Like, haha, yeah. Now you know how it fucking feels. And Pepper was sort of confused. You're like that? I realized that I'm actually a pretty it's not even intentional. I'm actually a pretty sad fucking person. Like, again, with my taste in music, I feel like if I'm not as sad of a person, my taste in music would be a lot more basic. But because I'm sadder, I just listen to weird ass shit, I'm just very fucking sad. And today, when we walked to USC, I was like, oh, given that there's a football game, maybe the security guards will not stop us from filming because they're distracted. They have to tend to the football game. And Tom was like, yep, optimism. And I said, I'm not being optimistic. I'm realistic. And Pepper laughed. It's such a cool little one-liner. Am I really pessimistic? Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna trim my mustache first out, and I'm gonna shave this tonight. I'll shave tomorrow. I'll ask church. I'll ask the people. I'll ask Jonah. I'll ask them. And to be fair, they're probably gonna say, "Oh, you shave it if you want to. Don't shave it if you don't want to. It's your choice." But that's exactly what I don't want. That's not the kind of response I want. Some really subjective response, like real criticism. I want to hear some criticism. So yeah, and I'm not gonna shave only because Pepper say so. I mean, if Pepper's Mary and Mary tells me, "Oh, you look bad," honestly, I would just give up Mary because Mary's the exact same person who told me that you know what, you're not stupid. This is your style. I feel like Mary is artistically open enough to be like, yeah, facial hair, sure. But at the same time, I appreciate that Pepper's being honest. If Pepper's like, yeah, your mustache looks fine, I would probably even suspect that she's lying and she's only saying that to stop me from asking. But I like that she's being honest. At least she's being honest. But that's also exactly what I mean when I said Pepper's kind of a clueless girl and she doesn't think because she's not the manipulative, calculated type of girl at all. Again, like I said, man, people like Natalie, people like Mary, I will never find another girl like them. They're just forever gone. And honestly, I don't even see myself dating when I'm 20 years old, which will happen 4 fucking days later. I don't even see myself dating. I haven't held a girl's hand before. I haven't hugged a girl. I mean, I have. But that's for stupid reasons. Yeah. I don't even see myself dating. It's so, I don't know, I'm just aromantic. I've pretty much become aromantic. Like I'm like the sad person starter kit. Like I'm like the whole combo, right? I listen to sad music and this time I'm not sad like an aesthetic. Like, I'm sad because I'm edgy. Like I'm legit just fucked. Like I just I worry about the future so much. I think about what others' opinions are about me so much. And I just cannot date. I've lost the ability to enjoy food, I've lost the ability to enjoy life, and I've lost the ability to even love. Like people to me are just nothing. Like I mean, I've met some really nice people. Even Pepper's, I guess I could say Pepper's nice. She's brutally honest, but nice. And I've met some legitimately good people. Like the guy who interviewed me, he's nice. It's funny, like I feel like out of all the people I've met in 2022, the one person whom I can speak to the most honestly to is honestly the guy who interviewed me. And then Potter. Potter's the second most. But even when hanging out with Potter, I'm holding something back. Like I don't want to talk to Potter about Pepper too much because I'm afraid Potter may think weird things. And what am I even going to talk about with Potter anyways, you know? In fact, when I hang out with people like Leia Pink, what am I going to talk about with them anyways as well? It's almost like there's nothing to talk about aside from how I'm doing lately. It's so yeah. I'm such a sad person. I just cannot love anyone anymore. That's just not a thing. Like I can be interested. Again, the Indonesian girl in film 2, the way she would just stare into the air and just act all quiet, like, okay, she's not a basic bitch Californian. Okay. So I'm already interested it as in like, okay, I wonder what she's thinking. But not a single girl will ever be able to will be able to make me reach the point where I'm like, okay, not only am I interested in her, in what she's thinking, what she's doing, but I legit want to see her. I have to talk to her because her voice and her smile is just amazing and I like it. The only girl who can do that is Mary. And I've moved on from her already. Like, I don't even think about her. For a whole week, I haven't thought about her at all. She's still great. I still hold her on a very high pedestal. But I've looked away, essentially. So, it's kind of sad. And also, I guess, I've been thinking about, like, if I do date, not when, if I do date someone, I honestly want to start off with a Hong Konger because I want to know what I've missed from all those years in Hong Kong. And Pepper's the only Hong Konger I know. And there's JT, but I don't care about her. And that's it. And there's Diana, but I don't care about her. And then there's no one else. And they all suck. How about East Asians? How about Macanese? How about Taiwanese? I don't know anyone. And it's not like, again, it's almost like I can't imagine myself even falling in love with someone who's not a Hong Konger. Like if I have to communicate with them in English, I don't really know how. I can't really imagine myself falling in love with someone who I have to speak English to. So that already really limited my choices. And then plus the fact that every single goddamn person I've met are not really that interesting. I mean, there are people who are caricatures. Like, I told my mom about Cindy, and my mom's like, Cindy's a very interesting character. But that's only because I am describing her. If anyone else describes her, it's just going to be another basic African girl who likes Beyonce and likes to make up in TikTok. But the way I describe people, I really describe them in a very detailed way because I'm a storyteller. But in reality, I don't think I've met anyone even close to being as interesting as Mary or Natalie or Jordana or Pink or anyone at all. And I think that's partially because of history. Like, had I known Natalie now, okay, maybe let's not use Natalie, because Natalie is still interesting now, in my opinion. But if I met Pink or Jordana now, I wouldn't think anything of them. But if I had met Pink in 2017, which I did, I would think, oh my god, Pink's something has happened to her, you know. So yeah. In conclusion, I don't think I'll shave. And I don't think I'll fall in love with anyone. It's basically impossible for me to love anyone. People are so basic, and I'm so sad and disconnected with the rest of the world, I guess. Yeah. All right, time now is 11:20 p.m. I'm just going to wrap it up. So yeah, another really heavy, dense day. I can't really keep doing this because every time I meet people now, every time I meet someone, whether it be Thomas or Pepper or whatever, I'll end up saying a lot because a lot happens. And I don't want to simplify it either because I want to remember the itty gritty details. But yeah, holy crap, my canker sore hurts. I'm so glad I'm taking a day off on Monday because otherwise I wouldn't be able to even speak. But so yeah, I went to YouTube and Twitter to ask people for advice for my facial hair. And honestly, when I'm looking at myself now on the phone, I honestly don't look bad at all. I think it's fine. Yeah, I mean there are some messy stray hairs and there are mustache that go over the lips, but I think that's nice actually. I like it. I like how it go over onto my lips. It's like I don't know. There's something so I don't know like I like it though. This is one of the few rare moments. There's one of the few rare things that I like about myself. So I'll try to trim it a little bit tonight, but yeah. I went to YouTube and Twitter to ask for advice, and YouTube, 13 out of 14 people said yes, keep it. 1 out of 14 said no, and then on Twitter, 2 people said no. But again, it's Twitter. They don't have a brain. I think I asked Pink and Leia, and Pink gave a very insightful answer. So I asked Pink, hey, I have something to ask. And then so I voice recorded myself and asked her about this. And she said, well, it really depends on what is your relationship between you and that girl, Pepper. And I said, well, we're just kind of friends. We're not dating or anything. And she said, well, if you're friends, then whatever. Screw her opinion. Like, just do what you like. Because in reality, there are 2 factions for girls, according to Pink. Pink's really, like, informational about this, which I really like. Like, instead of the cop-out, oh, just do whatever you like, she actually gave some information. She said, girls usually are split into 2 factions. Some girls love facial hair, some girls don't. And it's fine, you know. If Pepper doesn't like it, somebody else will. So it's whatever. And yeah, I said, well, maybe I'm gonna trim it a little bit, fix it a little bit, make it look better. And Pink's like, yeah. And then that's pretty much it. And then Pink laughed because when I said I want to ask her something, Pink thought I was gonna ask her for relationship advice. And she laughed, and I laughed too because it's really weird. Usually, when I say something serious and ask Pink or Leia or Natalie even something serious, it's usually very freaking serious and dramatic, like life dramatic, like, you know, stuff, heavy stuff. But no, this time I'm just asking for my facial hair. So I told Pink, I don't love anyone now. I just don't. There's no one interesting. And Pink said, "Oh, it's okay. Don't rush. You will find someone." Pink said it's very much a fate thing, like you're fun, like fate, like it's not exactly fate, but like, you know, um, the invisible red string, I guess. So eventually you'll find someone, but right now, if you don't find someone, it's okay. Don't rush it. That's what Pink said, and I know it's very cop out, but the way Pink put it, it's kind of reassuring. And and that's partially because Pink has experience. Pink has dated 3 guys, and she's dating 4th, I think, or is about to. But there's one thing Pink said, and that is, when you have found a target, it's going to be hellish because I told Pink, I'm not interested in anyone right now, and it's difficult to be interested in someone right now because of college, because you only meet that person once a week and only for a few hours, and then after the semester they're gone. And even if you're interested in that someone, how do you even ask that someone out as friends without making it seem like we're dating, even though we're not dating yet? She said, well, because I was referring to JT when I said, I mean, unless someone's extroverted enough to be okay with eating lunch or hanging out with me, no matter friends or dating, because JT literally asked me out for lunch, like back in January. And Pink said, well, it's sort of like a game, you sort of need to ask a girl out and pretend it's a friends thing, but the girl will probably figure it out. And it's going to be a game because you have to constantly ask her out, not just once, but twice, thrice, more. And you may not confess immediately. And you sort of need to gauge how much is that other girl into you. So if the girl refuses to go out with you, then you're screwed. If the girl agrees twice, then that's great. Thrice, okay, but you're not exactly sure yet if it's a friendship thing or is this a relationship thing. So you sort of need to gauge, and you need to look for clues. And it's different for everyone. It's different in different cultures. It's different in different environments. It's different in different times. It's different every time, basically. It's a game. It's a war, Pink didn't say it's a war. Pink said it's a game. And if Pink says it's a game, it's gonna be a fucking game. It's basically Kaguya-sama Love is War. And then I realized to myself, not really realized, but I feel like, wow. Like, even now, I'm not dating anyone. I'm not in love with anyone. Like, just friendship alone is enough to throw me off and make me go through a whole loop, a whole mental loop. Like, if I found someone interesting and if I'm in love with someone, this is going to completely crush me. And Pink said, oh yeah, it's going to take a lot of time and it's not going to be easy at all. So even after I found someone I love, which probably will never happen, it's going to be tough. After I found someone I love and after the confession and you're officially dating, it's still going to be tough. It's never not going to be tough. Relationships are always difficult. And yeah, I'm just gonna stop it here. I'm going to go to church tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up even earlier at 8:15 because the church teacher needs to pick up the musical girl as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try to sleep earlier tonight. And yeah, that's all. But yeah, I appreciate that Pepper's honest now. Like during March and April, sometimes I would even think Pepper's not even trying to speak to me at all completely. You know what? I'm gonna shave. So yeah, time now is 3:11 and I shaved. I used a shaver. I don't know if you can see it. Fuck, you can't see it, right? There. I used a shaver and I also use my small scissors, and honestly, it doesn't look bad, but it just looks like I've shaved and I've waited for 2 weeks and now it's growing back. It didn't look like a groomed facial hair. It doesn't look groomed. It just looks new. It just looks young. I don't know how it works, man. It doesn't look groomed. Is this the definition of groomed? I don't even know. It doesn't. It's fine. It's just. I don't even know what this is. Fuck me. All right. Time now is 7:58 on a.m. on September 4th. It's a Sunday, and yeah, I slept at 3:20 a.m. I tried to sleep at 3, but I was a little late because I decided to shave. So yeah, it's 3:20 until 7:50. So about 4.5 hours, which is not very great. Um, but yeah, I trimmed my mustache. Um, and it doesn't look very great. I mean, after all, I'm only a 19-year-old East Asian boy. Or 20-year-old East Asian boy. So obviously, I don't even know, man. I think it used to look very black. Like my mustache looks very black and dense before, is because it's very long. Like every strand of hair looks very long. So if they overlap, they look blacker. But now that I've shaved, it's a little more, you know, underwhelming, I guess. It's fine. It's just that I wish it would have grown a little longer at the edges. So yeah, I I don't know. I guess from here on out I will groom my mustache and my beard once every 2 weeks or so. Maybe use a pair of scissors to make it clean. Not necessarily use a shaving razor because I don't want to make it. I think one of the mistakes I've made last night is to use a shaving razor. It made it look a little more scarce when I don't want that. I want it to look dense, but tidier, I guess. But yeah, today at church, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to go to church and I'm going to ask people around. Um, or not just too many. I'm going to ask Jonah, I guess. But yeah. I'm going to eat some Fruit Loops and then I'm going to leave. And I don't want to speak too much today, so there's that. But yeah, I don't know why, because of what Pepper said about my mustache, it sort of almost ruined my day. But, truth be told, yesterday isn't bad at all, isn't a bad day at all. Like, again, Pepper lately have spoken to me a lot more on WhatsApp and has been honest to me about my mustache and stuff. Brutally honest. And Pepper asked me for help to edit her short film. So even though, you know, people are not like falling in love with me and whatever, like at least Pepper is better to me. She treats me better this time around versus how she treated me back in April and May. She treated me a little better, which is nice, which is really nice thing. But yeah, again, I guess I could be better, or I think maybe it's just Pepper's personality to be like this brutally honest, because she does come off like a partying gyaru, I guess. She's a bit of a gyaru, just a bit. Um, um, oh no, but yeah. I'm gonna eat some Fruit Loops. My right feet is still hurting. It's not. I didn't cut myself or anything. Like my feet is fine. It looks fine, but for some reason it still hurts. And I don't really like it. And yeah, I look forward to sleeping earlier tonight, maybe 2 a.m. And then have a thick fat sleep because tomorrow I don't have to go to school. It's Labor Day. Which is exciting. And yeah. Box.
Nghe佢成日咬佢個仔咁啊，唔係咩？哦，咩話？其實我翻去食晚餐。唔知喎。
Alright, time now is 8:49. I'm having dinner right now. I just came back home about half an hour ago. This is leftover lunch from today's lunch. Teriyaki chicken with rice, some tempura. So obviously we went to a Japanese restaurant. And pickled carrot. And then I cooked this myself real quick, 1 sec. That's bok choy and pork slices. And also I got kimchi with me. So this should be enough. Let's go. But yeah, tempura for dinner. Nice. I microwaved it for 3 minutes. Maybe it's a little too much. Oh my god, this kimchi is like a can of soda. I opened it and it started bubbling and rising, and it's actually, oh my god. It's actually spilling all over the place. It's literally a can of soda. It's literally a can of soda, this thing. Holy crap. Alright, so Cindy wants me to water her basil plant. And truth be told, I've never been out there before. So this is gonna be interesting. This must be the watering pot. Looks like one. Ooh, fuck this. I hate this. And it's completely wilt already. Oh well. There's no water. That's fucking great. Alright. Alright, so time now is 9:46 p.m. on September 4th. So let's talk about today. I left the apartment a little earlier today at 8:20 a.m. At 8:15, the teacher was supposed to pick me up, but he didn't WhatsApp me or anything, so I took the liberty to be a little bit later. Turns out, and then he called me, and then I immediately left. But turns out it's because there's something wrong with the teacher's phone. He can't send WhatsApp messages. He can call, but he cannot send WhatsApp messages. So it's really weird because yeah, but anyways, he picked me up and then we talked a bit, and then he went to downtown of LA to pick up the cellist, the music girl, basically. The girl who I said looks like Kim Min Hee. The more I look at her, the more I think she doesn't look like Kim Min Hee. But anyways, that's that. So we went to the church, and the teacher went away, and it's just me and the girl. And the girl just followed me and sat right next to me during the church sermon. And I almost fell asleep. I was just so sleepy, given that I only slept for 7.5 hours for 2 days straight, and then today only 4.5 hours. Of course, I was fucking tired. I didn't fall asleep as hard as I usually would, but still, I did almost fall asleep multiple times. But yeah, afterwards, we went to, I saw Jonah and everyone, and we went to the Wonder Bakery again, to buy bread. And I was sort of debating that because at that point, honestly, I wasn't feeling so well. My stomach started to feel a little not good. And it's a common thing where if I wake up very early and eat cereal, like drink milk, if I wake up really early and drink cold milk, I get stomachache. I don't know if it's because it's milk and I have a morning lactose intolerance that only happens 30% of the times, or is it because I drink cold things and it's making my stomach feel bad, which also happens around 20 to 30% of the times. It's like a lottery, basically. It's a gamble. But yeah, my stomach wasn't feeling so good, but I endured it. I kept on, you know. So the stomachache is actually gone right now. It's just gone, and it happens so many times in my life that now I'm pretty much an expert in dealing with stomach aches. Just endure it. Just endure it. Stick with it, and then at some point it's just going to disappear. Maybe my body has already built a defense mechanism against stomachache. So nowadays, if I have stomachache, I just endure it, and then it's gone. So I'm fine now. But yeah, so I went to the Wonder Bakery, and the music girl's not there. I bought a little sausage bun for $1.95. And while lining up, there's the younger brother of the siblings, and I, just out of the blue asked him, "Oh, by the way, do you think I should shave?" And he said, yeah, yeah. And he's very honest about it, and I like it. And he doesn't seem criticizing. He doesn't have a very criticizing tone. He's just kind of honest and chill about it. So it's like, yeah, kinda, it doesn't carry. He used that word again, carry. So I forgot to mention this morning, but apparently when Pepper said my mustache, my facial hair does not carry, doesn't mean that I will not be able to find a girlfriend because of my facial hair. That's not what she meant at all, which is a huge relief, thank God, because if Pepper doesn't think I'm boyfriend material, then nobody will think I'm boyfriend material. Okay, that's an insult to Pepper, but, but it's insulting, It's like when Natalie said I'm her most platonic friend ever. Why would you have to say it to me? Keep it to yourself. You know what? I'm glad Natalie said it to me. I'm glad I know the truth. Fuck her. But, yeah, turns out, Leia explained it to me last night. Carry means, fit. It doesn't fit me. That's what Pepper meant. So it doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my whole vibe. My personality, nor my, just my face doesn't fit. And the younger brother used the word again. He said, "Oh, it doesn't carry. I mean, you're only in your early 20s. That's true. I'm turning 20 in 3 days. Hell yeah, I'm in my early 20s. I want to kill myself. But yeah, maybe late 20s, early 30s, maybe you start, keeping it." And then I looked at the younger brother, who's about 3-4 years older than me. And I said, "Oh, I mean, I see you're also, like, growing a little bit." And the younger brother was like, "Oh, no, I was just too lazy to shave this morning." So, yeah, I think it's probably me thing to like facial hair. Like, I look at people with facial hair, and I honestly, like, prefer that. sometimes. People look manlier and look more serious and more dramatic with facial hair. But yeah, all right, that's the truth. That's an honest opinion, and I appreciate that. All right, we moved on to the Sunday school Bible study, and we went through the whole thing. And then Kelly showed up with the glasses guy, aka her new boyfriend. And it was sort of, I already knew it because I follow Kelly on Instagram and I've seen it. I've seen the posts. I've seen the stories, man. And everybody pretty much knows it. I mean, at least the tighter group. Jonah, I can't believe I'm in the tighter group of the Bible study group now. Not really that tight because pretty much everyone knows it. But a lot of newcomers have no idea about this. But yeah, I knew about it, and we didn't publicly outright say anything, but there's a bit of a tension because after the Bible study, Jonah plans to invite all of us to go to his house to play board games. And they asked Kelly, but when Jonah asked Kelly, Jonah gave off this tone of, I know you're gonna say no, and Kelly said no. Oh, I got other plans, Obviously, Kelly is going to go on another date with the glasses guy. In fact, they're going to San Diego. And so Jonah's like, okay, all right, have fun. And then we're all like, yeah, have fun, huh? So there's that. But it's not a bad thing because Jonah's also dating another church girl. So, I mean, it's not to be hypocritical or anything. So we left, and at some point my stomach sort of returned again. In fact, we were praying at some point, and my stomach just started hurting really bad. But then again, I endured it and it disappeared. So we went to Little Tokyo, and not just anywhere, but like heart of Little Tokyo, the tourist district, the exact same place I went to in the summer of 2016. It's all coming back, and it still looks the same. The village looks the same. In Hong Kong, that never happens. In Hong Kong, if there's a cool tourist attraction, 1.5 years later, 2 years later, it's all renovated, it's all gone. But yeah, so it was so fucking hot. So today, even in the morning, when I hopped onto the teacher's car, when we were at church, the pastor talked about it. And then when we were in the Bible study group, the teachers talked about it. And then when we left, everyone's talking about it, joking about it. It's hot. It's extremely hot. It's 40 degrees Celsius. I've never experienced this heat in my life. Like I've been to Singapore, which is really close to the equator. I've been to super hot places. I've experienced the immense heat during the Swedish, Danish heat wave of 2018 summer, okay? I've experienced the heat in Guangxi back in 2019 summer, which is 38 degrees. This is insanely hot. This is so hot that your skin actually hurts. But it didn't feel that bad because I guess I've lived in LA long enough to be able to endure such things. But I have to admit, it is really insanely hot. And I even checked what is the temperature on other places, like Saudi Arabia, like the Middle East, or the UK, which was experiencing a heat wave. How about China? Nope, California is experiencing extreme heat right now. So yeah, it was extremely hot. So we parked the car and we were gonna go to Marugame udon shop, and Jonah's like, man, I'm gonna order cold udon. And I'm like, me too. But there's just too many people waiting, so we walked. Jonah's like, okay, I'm gonna wait here. You people walk. So me, Jonah's girlfriend, and the music girl, we just walked in the little Tokyo village. We walked around. We went to this store. Went to that store. We went to a store that has sort of an 80s theme to it with very bright colors, and it basically sells clothes like shirts and pants and backpacks and bags and hairpins and whatever with very bright colors. Bright red, bright pink, bright yellow. And once again, I'm hearing the same word, carry. Jonah's girlfriend looked at these clothes and she said, oh, these clothes are nice, but I can't carry them. And now I finally know why, It means fit. Like, they look nice, but but it doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my style, my personality. Yeah, that's that. But that being said, though, I don't think a mustache doesn't fit me. In fact, I think with my personality, it does very much fit me, and I think my face is fine for facial hair. It's funny because after Pepper left yesterday, I asked Thomas again about this, and Thomas like chew gum, and I'm like, what? He said chew gum. You're gonna have if you don't want a baby face, chew gum. Your face is gonna get boxier. That's why I have a very boxy face. If you haven't seen Thomas, his face is literally a fucking square. He looks like Jack Ma. You know, the billionaire, the founder of fucking Alibaba. Thomas looks like that, and it's not very aesthetically pleasing. Hell fucking no. I'm not gonna look boxy. In fact, I want to look more like nice jawline and stuff. I don't want to look fucking square. I don't want to look like a fucking Banjo and Kazooie NPC. I don't even play that game. I don't want to look like Steve, is all. So yeah. But I asked Leia and I asked Pink, and both of them said my mustache looks fine. They asked me if it has grown even longer since I last saw them. No, it didn't. And they said it's fine. So I think it's fine. And most of people on YouTube are saying it's fine. On Twitter, it's sort of half and half. Because again, people on Twitter are meaner. But anyways, back to today. At the end, we quit. We went to Nijiya Market in Little Tokyo. There's a Nijiya Market there. And we met up with the siblings and this high school kid. And we banded together, and then at the end, we walked around and we realized every single restaurant is full of queues, and the food's expensive, and we have no idea where to eat. So at the end, we decided to eat at some random restaurant in Little Tokyo Village, and that's it. And I was gonna order cold udon, but then I saw that it's probably not much. There's no meat. $13 really. So I ordered a bento box, and it's so huge. It's got sushi, tempura. It's got a miso soup, which is extremely salty. I did not drink it all that much. Neither did the younger brother. There's a salad, which is not very great at all because there's barely any sauce. There's lots of rice, teriyaki chicken. We can choose between teriyaki chicken, chicken katsu, pork katsu, whatever. And then, yeah, there's wasabi, there's pickled ginger, there's pickled carrots. It's just so much food. It's hilarious. So I obviously didn't finish it. And even someone like the younger brother was like, okay, man, that's a lot. But yeah, afterwards, it's expensive, but I'm able to eat it again tonight for dinner. So, you know what? That's nice. Afterwards, I followed the siblings and the high school kid to Jonah's place, and we waited at Jonah's place for about half an hour. And Jonah, his girlfriend, and the music girl went off to buy drinks and eat ice cream or something. And then they're gonna give the music girl a lift back to her home, her dorm in downtown LA. I wish I could have joined them, but it's also a good thing because they're all getting ice cream, and I want to eat ice cream, but A, I already have ice cream at home. B, I don't want to spend too much money, especially given that the Chinese boss lady isn't hiring me right now for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, right, where was I? So yeah, we waited outside of Jonah's place a little bit, and let's talk about the high school kid for a moment. So I talked about, we discussed many things. We discussed how much people there are. There's this thing called the 626 night market where a bunch of people can go to experience the Asian night market experience. And it's so full of people, and it's not good. And I said, oh, yeah, I know. I mean, I went to Anime Con and Book Fair back in Hong Kong, and it's just full of people. And then I started talking about Anime Con, and I started talking about, and Jonah's curious because Jonah kind of knows about anime a little bit as well, and he asked me what sort of manga I've bought. And then the high school kid heard it, and he started, he's a big anime fan as well, and he's like, oh yeah, Chainsaw Man, I've heard of that. Oh, Bakemonogatari. You mean light novel, the manga? There's a manga, and and then the conversation continues from the restaurant to outside of Jonah's place in the siblings' cars, in the siblings' car. Because the older sister of the siblings was playing Genshin Impact on her iPad, and so I talked about how the voice actors and all that. And the high school kid, he is in his last year of high school, Form 6, aka senior. And he reminds me of my younger brother. But he's more mature than my younger brother, but less mature than me. So he has a deep voice. He acts sort of mature, like he walks and the way he composes himself, sort of mature. But at the same time, he gives off this young, playful vibe, just a tiny dash. And sometimes he says jokes that's kind of like a Reddit meme, like. So he studies high school in the USA, so obviously he's fluent and he knows a lot of American memes, and he's like, bruh, lol, and he didn't say that, but he knows these memes, he references them from time to time, and it's kind of, I won't say immature because I laugh at these memes as well, but the way he laughs at it and versus the way I laugh at it is different. Like he says a meme and I'm like, haha, yeah. But when I say meme, he's like, ha, lol. And I realize, I guess it's unfair to compare me, who's from Hong Kong, versus him, who's grew up a lot in the USA. But you can still tell that we act different. I am more mature than him. I'm 3 years older than him, thus more mature than him. And the difference shows. And he acts a little bit more mature than my younger brother. My younger brother's also like this. Deep voice, acts very mature, like walks around flailing his arms left and right like a mature human being, and which I find goofy as hell. It's my brother doing it, seriously. But that's unfair because my brother's growing up. But to me he isn't, because I am older than him, so he will always be younger than me. And then there's this high school kid today, and I realized, like, wow, I really am different, especially if I compare myself with myself, but 18 years old. I realized that I have actually gone through quite a bit of change. Like, just the way I laugh at a joke, the way I ask for a cup of water, the way I compose myself. Even though my voice was not as deep as his, I can feel older than him. I feel older than him. He's shorter than me, but even if he's taller than me, I feel older. It's funny. The main actor for Tom Short film is actually shorter than me, but he feels older than me. It's about the feel, man. Okay, but anyways, we went to Jonah's place and we played the Dune board game again, which is the most complicated and confusing board game I've ever played in my life. It's the second time I've played it, and I lost again, basically. But I almost won, and I didn't lose alone. The high school kid was at the same level as me. I was so close to winning, like I really planned out. So when Jonah was explaining the rules, I almost fell asleep. I was so sleepy. But when we played, I actually played pretty well. Everybody played pretty well, And there was a point when I strategized the whole thing, and with multiple steps, I can. So the whole game is super long. Like one game can last for 4 to 5 hours, and essentially it's like 12 points. Once you reach 10, you basically win. The first who reaches 10 basically wins. And it's really difficult. So there are rounds, right? In this one game, there are multiple rounds. There are about 9, 10, 11-ish rounds, and I think just 9 rounds. I don't know. But every single round, sometimes you level up by 1, sometimes you don't. Rarely do people level up by 2. I was almost at one point when I could level up by 4, jumping from 5 to 9, but that never happened. Because Jonah's really good at it. So Jonah won. And then afterwards we left, and Jonah and his girlfriend drove me back home. Jonah's the one driving. And that's already very late at night. That's like 7:30. And I gave Jonah the souvenir that my parents bought in Hong Kong, and they're happy about it, and then that's all for today. Once again, I've talked a lot. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up right now. I'm tired as hell. I'm so fucking excited to finally have a good sleep tonight. To finally, for once fucking time, I can sleep. That's amazing, okay? I'm so looking forward to it. Cindy randomly texted me to water her basil. Unfortunately, it's kind of wilted. I still did water it, but it's like beating a dead horse. Finally, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything tomorrow. In fact, I won't go anywhere. I ran out of hand soap, but I'm just gonna use my body gel. It's totally fine. I got enough food. I got way enough food, and that's great. I'm not gonna go anywhere tomorrow. I really will not. My feet doesn't hurt as much now, but it still does a little bit. And I will shave after I turn 20, which is literally 3 days later. Actually, 2. Technically, I celebrate on September 6th because September 7th in Hong Kong is September 6th in the USA. So technically, it's September 6th. But you know what? It's just a date. So I'll still celebrate on September 7th. But really, it's September 6th. So after my birthday, I will shave it all, clean, cut. In fact, I want to do something. Like, I wasn't just joking last night. Of course, I was half joking, but I actually wasn't exactly. Like, I actually legit want to do something to my face, or do something to my body, just to, mark, like, you're 20 now. You've entered the 20s. Just to make myself remember. Because otherwise this is the first time I'm going to have my birthday in the USA completely alone. And my mom's really worried about me. I'm probably going to call my mom and stuff, but yeah, Pepper knows now, so at least on Wednesday, Pepper's going to say happy birthday to me, and other people will know and catch on and stuff. And that would be nice. If that doesn't happen, it's fine, I'm going to celebrate anyways. I'm going to order Grubhub at night. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to watch a good movie. I'm going to have a nice sleep over to Thursday. And it's that's as good as a birthday celebration can get. Good food, good sleep, good movie. Yeah, that's it. All right. Time now is 11:52. I'm exporting my college update video. So for 2 days, I haven't recorded a single YouTube video. And I think that's a good thing. I think I'm giving myself some rest. I recently saw a YouTube video. I was in my second channel account, and I saw this video, and it's completely in Spanish, and it's basically 1 year with good habits. And it's a before and after transformation of someone, a Latino, of course, from being sort of long-haired and sloppy to being someone who's confident, who stands upright, and who genuinely looks good. It's a very dramatic transformation. And I thought to myself, like, man, I don't think I'm at my peak right now. I mean, I look better than how I used to look like back in 2019. It's clear that I've grown. My face, my head, has physically grown since 2020 because the stress is gone. But I still think I'm still doing a lot of things that are not healthy. So yesterday when I was going filming with Pepper and Thomas, which felt like a week ago. But yesterday when Thomas was running, I secretly filmed him, and it was sort of this automatic thing. Like I automatically took my phone out. I didn't even give it much thought because I always take my phone out to film whatever I see. Because I vlog so much, and I did it right in front of Pepper, and I kind of regret doing it because Pepper saw it, and Pepper probably thinks I'm weird for doing that. Pepper said I'm annoying for doing that, and I realized I shouldn't have done that because it's disrespectful, and I wouldn't like it when someone films me like that as well. And I'm hypocritical for filming others. I sometimes watch vlogs from Japanese people and Korean people, and they would blur everyone out. I think that's a little extreme. I wouldn't do that, but I should also try my best to not film people and respect other people's privacy as much as possible. I do respect other people's privacy. You have to admit I do. I mean, Pepper's not her real name. But still, I should have refrained from doing this. It was my bad, and it tarnished my reputation a little bit. And I realized this whole vlogging thing, and I've been realizing this for a long time. This whole vlogging thing has become more of an addiction than it is healthy. Like I'm just filming too much, and the more I live, the more I film. My vlogs are getting longer and longer, and that's because my thoughts are getting more and more, and that's because I live more and more. So I'm more and more experienced with life, and the more I can recall the past, which means the more I talk. Because I always recall the past, but also because there's so much going on in life, and I think so much more nowadays. Again, I'm gonna try to stop doing this. Tomorrow I'll try to keep it down to 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes. I'll film 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. 10 minutes. No more, no less. And I'll try to do that on Tuesday. It's gonna be tough because there's gonna be a class. I'm gonna speak to people, and I'm going to have to talk about all my social interactions with people. I want to stop doing that. Again, it's good. Part of the reason why I do this is because it's therapeutic. I feel alone. I'm a lonely person. By speaking to myself, just by speaking to my phone, I feel like I'm speaking to someone. It soothes my soul. And I'm so glad I did it in 2020, because if I hadn't, I would have gone insane. I had to say the time and the date in the beginning of every single video, because if I hadn't, I would have lost track of time, and I would have gone insane. And given how few friends I had, it was something necessary. It was therapeutic and it was necessary. And it's sort of like free association, I just say my thoughts, and it feels nice because I'm expressing it, because I'm vocalizing it. But this isn't helping anyone but myself, by the way. And I'm treating it as though people will not see this. Wow. More brutally honest words are never said. But yeah, it's beginning to be maladaptive. I think I'm just filming too much myself. It's taking too much space in my in my phone. I'm dedicating too much time every single day recapping what happened to myself every day. And then spending hours editing myself, talking about myself. I'm wasting a lot more time. And truth be told, I can waste more time nowadays because aside from college, I don't really got much. I have time to cook. I have time to go shopping. That's fine. But I'm not going to have as much time from here on out in the following months because I am going to have even more of a social life. I'm going to have even more college stuff. I have become the VP of Script Writing Club. I want to do internship. I want to do this. I want to do that. And so I'm going to have less time. So I don't want this to hurt me. And I don't want to tarnish my reputation either. I my biggest fear in life is forgetting. That's why I always film things, because I was afraid I would forget things. I look at my past, my school life, and I realize I don't even have a photo with Mary, other than one. And I wish I'd taken a lot more photos with everyone. Actually, I took photos with Mary twice. That happened twice. Actually, thrice, but if thrice, then that would count the Chinese history project. But actually 4 times because of the PBL in Form 2. Okay, but anyways. And sometimes I can't help but film because I'm afraid I will lose it. I'll forget the next day, next week, next month. I need to come up with a better way to remember things, or to just let go and not remember. Tell myself, it's okay to live like this, man. It's okay to live like a normal person. Because that's how I used to live back in secondary school. Before I had a YouTube channel, I just live. And yeah, I do write diaries, though. I do write diary entries. But sometimes you just live and a lot of things happen to you and you forget most of them. But what you remember is basically a generalization of it. But I don't want that as well because I don't know, man. So from now on, I'll do exercises like this. Tomorrow I'll keep it under 10 minutes. Tuesday, because it's a day where I have a class, I'll keep it in 20 minutes. I'll let myself keep it in 20. And so on and so forth. Wednesday, I'll let myself do a 30-minute. I'll start limiting myself. I'll start weaning myself away from this vlogging habit. I want to stop doing it. So, please help me. And to that person who says I should never stop vlogging, fuck you. I decide what I want to do, okay? So yeah, there's that. Alright, time now is 1:42 p.m. on September 5th. Woohoo. 2 days left until I turn 20. So I had a damn great sleep. Holy shit, it's been a long time since I've slept this well. I slept from 3 a.m. No, actually a little earlier than that. I believe 2:50 a.m. ish. I believe 2:50 a.m. And then all the way to 11. I naturally woke up. The aircon's still on. It's still on now. Nobody turned it off. To 11 a.m. And then I couldn't really fall back asleep. So yeah, it wasn't perfect sleep. But yeah, at around 11 to maybe 11:30 or to 12, I was just kind of awake, and then I fell back asleep again, and then woke up at 1:30. So that is that is about 7 hours plus 1.5. So that's about 8.5 hours. Which is very great. Maybe even 9. So that's a very full sleep for me. I feel charged. I feel refreshed. That's great. Another thing I'd like to say is I want to do a 10-minute challenge, and that is I will try to only film under 10 minutes a day of myself because I want to wean myself from vlogging. Yes, wean myself from vlogging because I've been relying on it too much. So I'm only gonna if I speak for 4 minutes now, then tonight I have 6 minutes. That's just the principle here. But yeah, I'm not gonna do anything today. It's Labor Day. I'm not gonna go out. I got college homework. I want to continue editing my short film. Yeah, I'm not gonna do much at all. Just gonna continue drawing, continue doing some nice I'll watch a movie maybe. I watched one yesterday. I watched 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, and then that's it. Yeah, I had such a complex dream we had to go to Thailand, and I'm somehow back in Hong Kong, and I was so busy because I was trying to play a movie and it's not working, a Pong Juno movie, and then I still hadn't packed, and we had to leave at 2 p.m. And then I had two dreams basically. One dream I had before I woke up at 11, and another dream before 1:30. But of course, the latter dream was so much more rich and complex, so much so that I already forgot all of it. But I was here and there, I was on a boat, I was traveling around, and I was all over the place in the airport, and I already turned 20 years old at that point, I believe. I don't know. But there's that. I dreamt so much that when I woke up, I almost didn't recognize this room at all. I almost didn't recognize it. I looked around and I was sort of confused. But yeah, I'm back in reality. But it doesn't feel bad, honestly. Reality, I hate reality, but right now I give myself challenges and I overcome them. And that's part of the fun, I guess. Okay, one more thing. Actually, not one more thing. I don't know, man. You know what? Let's not think about it. You know what I'm talking about. Let's not think about it. Let's not focus on it. It will happen if it happens. If fate allows it, it'll happen. Alright, cooked up some beef bits. Hopefully they're cooked fully. Now I'm gonna put them on a tortilla. Yep. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even have guacamole. I just have a whole wheat tortilla, like this. And then I got a slice of cheese here. Alright, so let's try this tortilla thing that I made with bits of beef and a little bit of American cheese in it. I have no idea what I've done. Alright, well, here we go. Okay. I don't even know what that is. The tortilla is surprisingly wet and soft. Like, it doesn't taste like anything until you just taste it by itself. And it's actually a little bit sweet. The beef is very chewy. I cooked it for too long. The cheese literally adds nothing. It's fine. It doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste great. It's fine. And then at the side, I even got an onion omelet, but it appears we have more onions than there are eggs. Alright, time now is 8:17. I know, I'm keeping it under 10 minutes, so two things. First of all, at 1 p.m. today, Hana DM'd me on... Hana... I saw on the Homebase app that Hana wants to trade her shift with me on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And then Hana later DM'd me asking me if that's okay. And that's not okay because I have class tomorrow night until 6:30 or something. And then by the time I go back home, it'll be 7. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Hana. But yeah, that's that. And then, I had a 1 hour, 17-minute long phone call with Thomas, because we had to talk about the plans for script writing club. So we immediately made a whole PowerPoint. We actually made 2 PowerPoints for the next meeting, which will happen on September 9th. And yeah, there's that. And it looks nice and all. It's funny as hell. And that's it. That's all that happened today. Nothing else happened. Yeah. One tiny thing is I did my drifting movie review again today, but this time in Cantonese, and I feel like I'm getting better at it. But it's just one of those things. Like when I watch myself speaking Cantonese, it's cringe. I'm not used to seeing myself speak Cantonese. I'm used to seeing myself speak English. I'm doing it now. I'm looking at myself speaking in English. But I'm just really not used to it. And second of all, it's a little better now, like the way I speak Cantonese, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. But I realized that my anime con video, the one in Cantonese, not the 2021 video in English, the 2022 video in Cantonese, that has received 3 dislikes and 2 likes, which is very harsh. I don't know why. Because in that video, I pretty much say the same few jokes as I did in the 2021 video, but I think the Hong Kong audience probably gets offended even more easily than an American or a Western audience, because some of the jokes here are like, haha, this sucks, but I'm just being funny, you know. So yeah, that's going to be an issue, because my style of video making, honestly, is more Western in a way. So but yeah, that's my style though, so I'm not gonna change it. Fuck you. Okay, for dinner, it's 10:24 magic number. I got cabbage fried with carrots and garlic, salmon, and 2 pieces of toast. The toaster has overestimated the thickness of the bread. So yep, that's it. All right, time now is 11:43 p.m. Let's keep it under 10 minutes, even though I probably have already failed. So yeah, dinner was 2 toasts, cabbage. You know, I showed it to you. It's fine, but I feel like I will eat more, so I'll eat some ice cream later. Yeah, and some blueberry mochi probably. I don't know. Spoke to Hana a little bit more. Apparently, so I asked Hana, who is this man who is always taking photos with her in her Instagram posts, and her Instagram stories. Hana said he's her friend, which is a little sus, because it would have made. I thought he's her brother because he looks older, but yeah, sure, why not, friend. And then Hana told me that they found Guangzhou's Instagram through my Instagram. And then I told them, oh, I follow Clara as well. And they said, oh yeah, even though Clara didn't follow her back. And then Hana said, oh, apparently Guangzhou is quitting soon. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, Guangzhou is quitting soon. And I asked Hana if she knows why. Hana said she doesn't know why. Maybe it's because Guangzhou has worked too much, because he's literally worked almost every single day in the well. And that's kind of weird, because the Chinese boss lady was like, oh, there are no open shifts for you. She told me. But yet she let Guangzhou work so much. She's overworking Guangzhou, probably. And Hana said maybe Guangzhou's quitting because he just doesn't like working there anymore. Maybe it's because he worked too much. Nobody knows. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I'm going to watch like 3 episodes of Miss Marvel later, and I'm gonna do some college homework, because yes, I remember that I have college homework due in 15 minutes, but I will not be able to finish it before midnight, so screw it. And it's fine, there's no late penalty. But yeah, I do have college homework, and I will have to start focusing on that. But it's fine though, because I had a long ass summer break. But yeah, nothing important, all that important happened today anyways. I'm glad Pepper needs my help, and I hope to see her and Aika and all those other people again on Wednesday, which is 2 days later, which is also my birthday. To be fair though, my birthday is actually tomorrow 1 p.m. If you were to be or actually tomorrow 2 p.m. If you were to be um precise with this, technically my birthday is September 7th 5 a.m. in Hong Kong time, which is September 6th 2 p.m. in US Pacific time. So I'm going to celebrate it tomorrow at 2 p.m. I guess. So yeah, technically I will turn 20, but it doesn't really matter. I'm already like a 20-year-old man at this point. So yeah. Sad, really, really sad. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I guess that's all. I forgot if I've mentioned this or not, but on the day of the shoot with Thomas, Pepper actually told me that she ran into she met a Macanese person, a Macanese guy, on her Saturday Film 50 production course, sound course. And I don't know if it's a guy or girl actually, but um, I asked Pepper, you know, what's their name, and Pepper said name, and it sounds like a guy's name, so I'm guessing it's a guy. But I'm interested, so I told Pepper, hey, introduce me to them, and Pepper hadn't really done that, but I'm interested because, as far as I know, right now the only few surviving East Asians in the film production program of my college is me, Pepper, and Aika. And that's it. Again, there are supposed to be like 3 other Japanese people. I don't know where they've gone. And then there's this girl, this Carla. Who I don't know where did she come from. I have no idea where she came from. So that's really weird. But yeah, apparently there's a Macanese person somewhere. So I'd like to meet that person. I don't know. But yeah, that's all. Signing off. All right, quick update here. Time now is 12:34. So I was bored. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was looking at Sadie Sink's Instagram post, and I saw that the top comment is Ella. Someone's Instagram handle is just Ella saying you're so beautiful, and a lot of people liked it. I clicked on it, and what? It's Ella the white girl from Film 40. And I thought, what? That's weird. I thought I've already followed her. Turns out it's another account, and it has 3.2 million followers, which is very weird. And it took me so long just to find out. I totally have not found out. I just found out about this. And then I'm like, what? Is she famous? Like, she told me that she's friends with Sadie Sink, and I thought, okay, maybe it's like they went to the same school or something, you know. But no, apparently Ella's kind of famous as well. Like, I went to YouTube and searched her. I've never done that before because I thought, okay, I mean, Ella is a very basic name. Her family name is very basic. You know, there are probably tens and thousands of hers in USA. But no, I typed her name with her family name, and she showed up, and she has a YouTube channel with 55,000 followers, and she has like songs, which is very funny. If you're watching this right now, don't go check on her. Don't do that. Yeah, she might be the most famous person I've known. Not really, though. Actually, probably not, because I also know some other famous people. But like, no. Personally, like, people who have spoken to me, she's pretty famous, actually. Yeah. And apparently, that's because she's a child star. She used to star in this Nickelodeon teen show, like some sitcom, like some kids sitcom called Henry Danger. as a character called Young Piper Hart, and yeah, it's funny because nobody recognized her throughout the entire film 40 semester. People are always like, nobody knows her. I mean, and Instagram's probably full of people like that, honestly. Random people who has millions of followers for some random reason. Instagram's just full of that. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I just found out. And apparently, the Oscars official account also follow her. And then Caleb McLaughlin, who also stars alongside Sadie Sink on Stranger Things, also follow her. And another famous person follows her. I forgot who, but yeah, that's a thing, I guess.